Alright, so the list of names tied to a lawsuit that was being brought against Jeffrey Epstein and that whole situation that's been going on did not disappoint, folks. We knew that there was going to be some names on there. There was a bunch of predictions people had. I guess they had insider news because those predictions were damn near spot on with everything. Bill Clinton being probably the worst. I read some of this stuff out, folks, and holy crap. Folks, Bill Clinton was a pedo. There's no smoking gun once again, but the evidence is all there. Then you got NBC trying to cover it up. I saw an interview, a segment this lady gave saying that there's no incriminating evidence here for Bill Clinton. I'm like, holy crap, what are you talking about? The court document right there clearly says he was on a plane that was known for trafficking underage girls to an island so they could be by older gentlemen, was traveling on this plane with Bill Clinton. They had dinner together. There's pictures of them, of her, giving Bill Clinton a massage. And then they go to this island. What more evidence do you need, folks, to form an opinion, at least? I'm not saying for any kind of conviction or anything like that. Of course, that's circumstantial evidence. But, holy crap, folks. Bill Clinton is a damn man. What? I think Brad Pitt was on there. Stephen Hawking had an I'm not even going to say it. How would that work with Stephen Hawking? Let me know down in the comments, folks. Let me know down in the comments. Because he's dead now, but obviously he wasn't then, but he has still been paralyzed pretty much his whole body for a long time. But what's up, everybody? How the hell's your day going? There's been a whirlwind of news today, so we got all kinds of crap coming at you, folks. What's up? This is Legitical Response. We cover political news, keep you up to date on what's going on with the government. So if you want to stay tuned in to what the government is doing, hit that subscribe button for me if you don't mind. And if you could, as a favor to me, I would appreciate if you could smash that like button for me. Maybe share this video with some family members or some friends or somebody. It don't matter. Just share it anywhere and everywhere. So, we've been having some issues, as you may well know, with the border. Of course, I'm not going to discuss the border in particular, but we're discussing government shutdown today because we have got some great news coming out of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, and a lot of the Republicans that are actually starting to fight back against the Biden administration aiding and abetting illegal migration. Yes, folks, in case you didn't know, they are aiding and abetting illegal migration. They are destroying communities all along the southern border. Right? It's not necessarily the illegal immigrants themselves, but tied in with those immigrants are cartel members, people trafficking humans, little kids, bringing in drugs, doing all kinds of stuff. Plus, the sheer amount of immigrants that we have coming across the border is overloading our systems, and the systems can't handle it. I'm not really wanting to get into that border all that much because I talk about the border a lot. We're talking about the government, but they are starting to fight back. They're putting their foot down saying no more. And this is great news for the country. If we could only just get the Biden administration, just do your job. Stop the invasion across the southern border, and you will make a lot of conservatives very, very happy. And you will make a whole lot of communities in the entirety of the United States a whole lot safer. Because these people, they're sleeping in tents. They come here, and now they're homeless. They don't have nowhere to go. They should have stayed where they were at. If it wasn't for Joe Biden telling these people, come right on in, they wouldn't have left their homes. Encourage these people to go through the migration process legally. They learn about our country. They have to take a civics test. They have to know what our culture is about, how the democratic process works. They're going to know that we're not a democracy. We're a constitutional republic that uses democratic means to vote in our elected representatives. I'm getting tired of people saying, oh, it's our democracy. No, it's our republic, folks. It's our republic. We are a constitutional republic. We just borrow the way we get our representatives from democracy. But Democrats are trying to destroy the country that we once knew and turn it into some kind of communist hellhole. For some reason, they think, oh, well, we're going to do it right this time. Communism has never worked anywhere ever. It's always ended with millions upon millions of dead bodies and a destroyed economy, because that's what communism does. When you look at the basic elements to communism, you're like, well, that's great. Everybody's equal. Everybody gets paid. It doesn't work like that, folks. Real life doesn't work like that. Why would somebody go to school to be a doctor for 8 years when they're going to get paid the exact same as a dishwasher at Pizza Hut? That makes no sense, folks. You disincentivize some of those higher paid positions. Those people have those higher paid positions for a reason. Sure, they may want to get into medicine, but getting into medicine knows that they're going to be able to support their family and support their family well. That's why they do it. They don't do it just because they want to practice medicine. It's the money. When you have a capitalist system, it incentivizes progress. But you can't get progressives to understand that for some reason. But I've ranted for long enough. Let's go ahead and get into the story, because it's a bit of a long one, but we're going to rush through it right quick because, like I said, I'm not trying to get into the border all that much, because if you want to know about the border, just go through my archive and you will see plenty of evidence of how the Biden administration is destroying our borders. All right, here we go, y'all. Conservatives threaten government shutdown in push for stricter border enforcement. Here we go. This is great news, everybody. Conservatives in both the House and Senate are threatening to shut down the government unless Democrats and President Joe Biden agree to Republicans' demands on border security. That's right. They're putting their foot down. The threat comes after lawmakers failed to reach a deal on border policy changes that could unlock GOP support for aid to Ukraine and Israel. Yeah, they're trying to hold border security over the heads of Republicans to get Republicans to vote to send $61 billion to Ukraine and $14-something billion to Israel, who, by the way, does not need it. Ukraine may need that money. They may need some more bullets and tanks and all that other crap. But Israel doesn't need it. And there's a good argument for why Ukraine doesn't need it either. We're not supporting some democracy over there. But, like I said, I'm not trying to get off on some tangent. Let's keep going. Now, Republican lawmakers are looking to pair major border security measures with looming government funding deadlines. Congress must provide funding for military construction and the Departments of Veterans Affairs, Agriculture, Energy, Transportation, and Housing and Urban Development by January 19th. The rest of the government must be funded by February 2nd. There's going to be a big effort to make sure we do nothing on funding unless we secure the border, Senator Rick Scott said. That's going to be the big fight. Thank you, Senator Rick Scott. Force Biden to do something about that border. Force him to do it. Senator Mike Lee echoed a similar threat in a post on X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Secure the border or shut down the government. At POTUS POTUS, it's time to make your choice, Lee wrote. The comments from Republican senators come after Rep. Chip Roy, my favorite congressman, by the way, the policy chairman of the Conservatives' House Freedom Caucus, circulated a letter to his GOP colleagues on Tuesday urging them to block critical government funding bills until Democrats agree to pass the border security and asylum policies that compromise H.R. 2, the Secure Borders Act, which passed a while back. The House passed this spring. This means we must make funding for federal government operations contingent on the president signing H.R. 2 or its functional equivalent into law and stopping the flow across our border with demonstrable near-zero results, Roy wrote, referring to the Republican border security legislation. The Democrat-led Senate considers the House bill a non-starter without significant changes, and even if it did pass the legislation, Biden has previously threatened to veto it should it reach his desk. The White House is attempting to shift blame, highlighting the border security policies they have proposed this past year. House Republicans are once more compromising America's national security and economic growth with shutdown threats, said Andrew Bates, a White House spokesman. President Biden submitted his border security funding plans in August and again in October, but after taking the country to the brink of a shutdown in the fall and forcing 3 weeks of paralysis as they found a new speaker, the House GOP left Washington in mid-December for an early vacation they still haven't returned from. You see how they like to do it? They like to throw blame around. You know what? If Joe Biden was doing his damn job on that border, I can guarantee you House conservatives would not be putting their foot down and saying we're going to shut the government down to get you to do your job, because he would already be doing his job, folks. You see how they love to play these games? They're wanting to blame it on the other side. Blame it on the other side. Well, guess what? Congress has the power of the purse. If you do not do your duty as the president to secure our borders, you don't get funded, sir. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer continues to acknowledge that Congress must address the crisis at the border. This guy could really care less, I ain't gonna lie. Just listen to how he talks. These people want open borders. They don't care about our country at all. Because if you don't have borders, folks, you don't have a country. Senate Democrats are attempting to negotiate compromise border security legislation that would represent a watered-down version of the House bill. We need to fix the border. There's virtually unanimous agreement among Democrats and Republicans about that, Schumer told reporters Wednesday. We just have to figure out how to do it in a way that can get 60 votes here in the Senate and the majority of votes there in the House and get to the president's desk, so everybody's going to have to give something to get this done, he said. No, I'm sorry. Government does not work like that. Real life does not work like that, Mr. Chuck Schumer. When you fail to do your job, you get fired from your job. And Biden will get fired November. But you don't threaten somebody. If I go to work and say, damn it, I'm not going to go do my job, and they say, no, you're going to go do your job, they don't incentivize me to go do my job. They don't say, well, hey, you want some donuts so you'll go to work? No, they don't do that. They say, either go to work or you're fired. We're not going to play this game. Hopefully, we're not going to play this game. It's looking like we're not going to play this game. It's looking like Mike Johnson is tired of playing these games with these stupid career politicians that want to say, no, we got to compromise. We got to compromise. No, you just need to do your job. Secure the border so we can move on. Otherwise, you're not going to get paid. I'm loving this, folks, because discretionary spending is a problem, right? Discretionary spending is a major problem. We have a $1.5 trillion deficit of our budget, yearly budget. That's insane. $1.5 trillion deficit. That's why we are $34 trillion in national debt. That's something's got to give. You cannot keep racking up charges on your credit card. You'll eventually hit a limit. But these people think that they can just keep spending money at a deficit and everything's going to be okay. Well, haven't they learned the past 3-4 years from all this printing of this damn money and inflation running completely out of control that that's not going to work anymore? we have to cut the budget. We have to. Otherwise, we're not going to have a government anymore. You don't want the economic systems to collapse. It'll be chaos. And if it does, it's Biden's damn fault. If he would just do his job. All the laws are on the books. That's why this whole border security thing tied to Ukraine shit was pissing me off. Because all the laws are on the books to secure the border. They've been on the books to secure the border. I've shown that video ad nauseum of CBP agents taking a forklift and lifting up razor wire that was put in place by the Texas government, by Governor Greg Abbott, to stop some of the flow of these illegal migrants. These people come across the border illegally. They lifted the fence to let people come into this country. And then they just get bussed to anywhere and everywhere. Places like Chicago and New York. Then the mayor of Chicago wants to blame Greg Abbott for all the damn migrants that are in his city. Well, Greg Abbott doesn't control the federal border. He's trying to do something about it. But you see how they play their damn games? Trying to blame Republicans, make them look like the bad guys. He's just trying to make sure Texas is safe because there is so much drugs and human trafficking coming across that border. It is insane. But these people want to point fingers everywhere. Pointing fingers all over the place, but cannot blame the person that's actually in charge of securing the border. Alejandro Mayorkas is the head of Homeland Security. That is technically his job. His boss is Joe Biden, as we know, because Joe Biden is the CEO of America, aka the president. I mean, that would be like the CEO of Nike telling his CFO, hey, we're not going to pay for shoelaces anymore. Do you think people are going to buy shoes without shoelaces? No. It's not a great analogy, but you see where I'm trying to go with this. You can't say, no, we'll give you more donuts if you just make these shoelaces. No, it's not going to work like that. Real life doesn't work like that, folks. And that's all I got for this one. I know I've ranted the hell out of this video, but I'm sorry. It's just stuff like this. Government spending makes me very angry. Let me know down in the comments if it makes you very angry. Do you get angry when you hear that we have a $1.5 trillion deficit in our government spending budget? How the hell can we survive like that? I have no idea, folks. But it's up to Congress to do something about it. And it appears that they've finally gotten a backbone and are standing up to these people and saying, no, screw that. Yeah, we'll shut the government down. Do your damn job. And we'll pass these funding bills. But, like I said, that's all I got for that one, y'all. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about all this. What y'all think. Leave a comment on the Epstein crap, too. Leave whatever comment you want. I don't care. But that's all I got, y'all. Thanks for watching, everybody. And like I said, if you want to keep up to date, if you like videos like this, smash that like button. And if you want to keep up to date with what the government is doing, hit that subscribe button for me and turn on your notifications. And that's all I got, y'all. Y'all be positive. Peace.